Hey, what's going on, everyone? My name is Matt Jarbo. This is 3 Buck Theater, and welcome to the Movie Aftermath, a series where I like to take a look at the aftermath of a movie's opening weekend. And of course, this weekend it is Avengers Endgame, a movie that is mind-melting in its epicness, a movie that literally shut me down the day after I saw it. Not only me, but people that I know. And this has been a video that I've been very much looking forward to making because I really want to champion how well this movie is doing and really shine a light on how well you can do if you actually spend the time crafting a series of movies that speaks to an audience and builds brand loyalty rather than trying just to play catch up. And that's a lot of what Feige has done over 11 years. And without Feige, this would not be the biggest opening of all time. But we, of course, will talk about that. So first things first, let's take a look here at the box office. According to Box Office Mojo here, the domestic haul for this movie came in at $350 million. $350 million for a domestic haul. That is Thursday, Friday, Saturday, and Sunday. That's the estimate. And it is a whopping 3 hour and 1 minute runtime. We can see here that the worldwide gross is $1.2 billion. $1.2 billion is how well this movie did in the span of just a couple days. 1.2 billion worldwide. According to Deadline, the movie is already broke even. It's now in its first 5 days already in the profitability area. Now, whether or not it holds on to that for the next week, I have no idea. I'm pretty sure it will, but ultimately it's profitable. And even coming over here to how the audiences view it, looking at the cinema score, what we can see here is that it has a cinema score of A+, which actually ultimately does make a fair amount of sense. A movie like this one, a movie like Endgame, is one that is just going to blow your damn mind, right? It makes so much sense that that's the case. You look at it and you think, man, you walk out and you're, oh my God, this is just, it's nuts how well it's doing. But let's take a look here at a more interesting and maybe less favorable approach, and that would be the Metacritic score. Now, according to Metacritic here, it's sitting at just 77% with generally favorable reviews based on 55 critics. Well, that has really, that's interesting one in my opinion. Why 55 critics have gone to Metacritic to give it a 77%, but looking over here at the Tomatometer, it's rocking at 387 reviews at a 96%. 17,000 people have rated it a 92% for the audience score. And the general consensus here is that exciting, entertaining, and emotionally impactful Avengers Endgame does whatever it takes to deliver a satisfying finale to Marvel's epic Infinity Saga. And the real question is, will they ever be able to truly recapture that in the future? And quite frankly, I have literally no idea if they'll be able to, but I do hope that that is the case. And then also what I'd like to do here is take a look at what the critics are saying. And I know I already covered this in the Avengers Endgame Rotten Tomato recap, but just to give you guys, I guess, a recap on this one, it says here from Matthew Norman from London Evening Standard with the fresh review, the only complaint about Avengers Endgame is that it raises the bar so high that there will never be a superhero movie to match it, which is entirely valid if you've seen it. Richard Brody from the New Yorker with a rotten review says what's missing from Endgame is the free play of imagination, the liberation of speculation, and the meandering paths and loose ends that start in logic and lead to wonder, which the time travel stuff is what he's talking about. Matthew Lacona from San Diego Reader here says the MCU will go on, but this chapter and the American pragmatism versus American ideals bromance that drove it have well and truly come to their excelsior, nuff said moment, which is also very true. And Dana Stevens from Slate says Endgame consists almost entirely of downtime scenes that were always secretly everybody's favorite parts of these movies. Anyway, and you know what? She's got a point there. She does. She's got a point because honestly, the character interactions is why people keep coming back to it, right? The character interactions are very much why people keep coming to the MCU. It makes a lot of sense. And then also looking over here at the critic or what the audience is saying, We have a guy here with no name, 5 stars, a little bit weird. One of the greatest superhero movies I ever see. This movie makes emotional and happy. You can only enjoy this movie in theater. Thanks to Russo brother, makes such an epic movie. The main drawback of the movie is that it's slow in the first half. Okay. A person here again, no name, 5 stars. Oxford Dictionary should officially change the definition of awesome to Avengers Endgame. That's a pretty fair assessment. Another person here with no name says El final es parte del viaje. I probably mispronounced that because I don't speak Spanish, but I'm assuming that means something good. Mike M here again, another 5 stars, saying saw the original Iron Man when it came out in 2008. Been a loyal MCU fan ever since. This movie paid off everything and more from the last 11 years. Honestly, they did a fantastic job closing up storylines and giving characters the catharsis that they needed. And another guy here with no name saying the most perfect movie I have ever seen. And you know what? It makes a lot of sense, to be honest with you, right? The movie's great. The movie's fantastic. The movie's pretty wonderful. And it is the biggest opening of all time. It 350 million domestic. It is playing in 4,600 theaters. Now, if you thought that Captain Marvel rocking 4,300 a few weeks ago was big, they put this movie in more theaters. 17 AMC theaters were running it for 96 hours straight. 96 hours straight. There is no way you're not able to see this movie at any point in time for the opening weekend. There's literally no way you can go out right now and not find a ticket somewhere to see it. Is it going to be the best seat? Who's got any idea? But you can go out. Scarcity is not an issue here. And this is kind of how these superhero tentpole movies tend to operate. The theaters know there's going to be a lot of money. The theaters know that there's going to be a great deal of cash behind this and a lot of audience love and a lot of audience loyalty. So they will free up as many screens as humanly possible to go in and just do it and just give it up. But I'd like to give a quick shout out to all the movie theater employees out there who are really, really working their ass off this weekend. I have worked in theaters at the dawn of the MCU back in Iron Man 2008, all the way through right before Age of Ultron is when I left the theater industry. So I got lucky not to deal with that. But I've dealt with superhero movies and the like for many years, and I know exactly what kind of crowds come in. And honestly, just golf clap to all of the theater employees out there that are kicking some serious ass. They really are the underdogs and the underappreciated of the movie going experience. And you know what? To keep it running on time and to keep it running as smoothly as they are, they put a lot of work in and they deserve a bit more pay than what they get. But that's my soapbox on that one. But anyway, what are your thoughts about this? Do you feel that Avengers Endgame is worthy of the critical and audience praise? Do you think it's worthy of the 350 million domestic and the 1.2 billion worldwide? How high do you think this movie's going to go? 2.5 billion, 2.7, 3 billion? And if it holds, I think it could easily hit 2.5, if not 3 billion. I have a feeling this movie will unseat Avatar. I do. I think it will unseat Avatar, and with good reason. It's a much better movie than Avatar, and I really can't wait to see what they do next with the franchise, even though I myself am experiencing a little bit of Marvel fatigue as a result, but that will pass. Anyway, I leave it to you, your thoughts, your opinions. Let me know down in the comments below. If you guys are new, please consider subscribing. Please toss a like and leave a comment. I'll chat with you all later. Have yourself a great day, and peace out.